Hi guys, I hope everybody's virtual learning day is going okay. And just like promised, this is just your Peru and Thailand pages in your book that we need to read today. And this is my third time trying to record this, so hopefully it goes third time is a charm, right? Isn't that what we say? Okay, so talked about Borrow by Mail program in Canada. We talked about the book boat in Finland. We had camels in Kenya. Yesterday in class, we talked about the minibus in Mongolia. And then today, we are going to talk about Peru in Thailand. So Peru, the way they have it set up, I think is a little bit confusing. There's not just one way that kids in the remote areas of Peru get their books. There are multiple ways. So the first way that they talk about is on this first page. So I am actually going to take my face away so that you guys can see the text here. So it says Peru. Children in Peru can receive their book in several different innovative ways. And then this is a town or a city in Peru. Sidili Ibi, Peru, is an institution that delivers books in bags to families in Lima. Each bag contains 20 books, which families can keep for a month. The books come in 4 different reading levels so that children really learn how to read. The project in Spanish is called, I don't speak Spanish, guys, so we're just going to do our best. El Libro Compartido en Familia. And this enables parents to share the joy of books with their children. So this is the first way that kids in Peru get their books. They're delivered in bags to families. So that's pretty cool. Okay. The next way that they talk about says that in small rural communities, books are delivered in wooden suitcases and plastic bags. The suitcases and bags contains book that the community can keep and share for the next 3 months. The number of books in each suitcase depends on the size of the community. That makes sense. There are no library buildings in these small towns, and people gather outside in the plaza to see the books they can check out. In the coastal regions, books are sometimes delivered by donkey cart. The books are stored in the reading promoter's home. So basically they're saying that these books are delivered to a book promoter. You can kind of think of that person as a librarian. And then they take it and they share those books with the community. Okay? Then we have the next way. It says, in the ancient city of Cajamarca, reading promoters from various rural areas select and receive a large collection of books for their area. The program is called Esperaruk, and the reading promoter lends these books to his or her neighbors. After 3 months, a new selection of book goes out to each area. Books in this system are for children and adults. And last but not least, FIUI Algeria brings a collection of children's books to rural schools. So this is specifically for schools, where the other ways that they've talked about were delivered directly to families. It says, the books are brought from school to school by wagon. The children who are excited about browsing through the books when they arrive are turning into avid readers. So I believe that these pictures from the first page probably go along with this program that they talk about in Peru. Okay, some fun facts about Peru. The capital is Lima. There are 28 million people, and it says Peru in South America borders the South Pacific Ocean between Ecuador and Chile. The tropical coast, the Andes Mountains, and the Amazon River make Peru a diverse and interesting country. The Peruvian people speak Spanish. It's got me again. Quechua is the country's other official language. Peru's history includes the Inca civilization, which occupied much of the South American continent 500 years ago. So Peru is very diverse in a warm climate, and children here can get books in a couple different ways, in either in the mail to their families where they have 4 different reading levels of books, or they come in suitcases, and then the book promoter, kind of like the librarian, shares those books with the community, or by donkey cart, and the donkeys take them from school to school. So that is Peru. Next up, we have my favorite. We have elephants in Thailand, which, I mean, who wouldn't want their books delivered by a cute old elephant like these guys? Okay, this says the elephant library is headed for remote villages in northern Thailand. In Angkor, a region of northern Thailand, there are no schools, no libraries. Now, some of you might be jumping for joy here. No schools, no libraries. But really think about what that means for the people. Tribal people cannot read or write. So all of, sometimes we take for granted being able to read and write. It allows us to do a lot of things. It says the government of Thailand hopes to change that with a literacy program that includes bringing books to remote villages in the jungle. A number of these villages can be reached only on foot, which means there are no roads, no planes. You can only get there by walking. This makes transportation difficult, especially during the rainy season. How do you get books to people who need them most when they live in hard-to-reach mountainous regions of North Thailand? Elephants! The Chayamungay Non-Formal Education Center had the idea to use elephants as libraries. Elephants are already being used here to plow the paddy fields and to carry logs and crops. Now, more than 20 elephants in the Amkoi region are used to carry books. The elephant teams spend 2 to 3 days in each village. Each trip covers 7 or 8 villages, so it takes each elephant team 18 to 20 days to complete a round trip. The Books by Elephant delivery program serves 37 villages, providing education for almost 2,000 people in the Amkoi region. That's amazing. They have even designed special metal slates that won't break when carried on the elephant's back across the rough terrain. These slates are used to teach Thai children to write and read. There are also 2-person teams carrying books to about 16 villages, bringing learning materials to another 600 people. So, where there has been no education before, they now have a means, even if it's pretty primitive. In Bangkok, the capital of Thailand, old train carriages have been transformed into a library. Okay, so we're transferring from the very rural, very remote regions of Thailand to now they're talking about how children in a very populated area of Thailand get books. So Bangkok is a very populated area, whereas where the elephants go, very remote. It says old train carriages have been transformed into a library. The train is called Hong Ratvai Yaukatan, which means library train for young people. The train serves the homeless children of Bangkok. The Railway Police Division in Bangkok realized there was a need for a safe place for street children, so they refurbished the old train carriages at the railway station where many of the kids were hanging out. The police restored the trains to their old glory, complete with wood paneling and shining copper light fixtures. They turned the railway cars into a library and a classroom. Here, the children can learn to read and write. The police here have even transformed the area around the train into a garden where they grow herbs and vegetables. Pretty cool. So the capital of Thailand is Bangkok. The population is 62,860,000 people. Thailand, pronounced Thailand, which means the land of the free, lies in Southeast Asia. The climate varies from season to season, dry in January and February, hot in March and May, wet from June to October, and cool in November and December. The official language of the country is Thai. All right, guys, so now that you have read this, hop over to your Google Slides assignments and read through those. You just have a few things to do. You guys are almost done and you're doing great. Keep up the good work, and I will see you on Monday.